I am Jacob Bush, interviewing Patrick Perkins at the Camden Carroll Library at 2:29 p.m. on September 25th, 2020. So Patrick, where are you from?
Originally from Boston, but I live just outside of town now.
Gotcha. What's your year and your major, and how long have you worked for the university?
I am a second-year grad student. I'll be finishing up in May. I'm majoring in engineering and technology management. And I've worked for the university for about 4 years. I started off as a resident advisor, and now I work as the grad assistant at the library.
When did you first hear about the coronavirus?
I first heard about the coronavirus. Have been following the protests and stuff in Hong Kong. So I was reading through the news articles, and I first heard about it when there was the mysterious flu that had surfaced in Wuhan. So I've been kind of following it since essentially the beginning.
And what were your original thoughts about it?
I was a little concerned about, obviously a mysterious disease that had just infected a ton of people. I never expected it to be on a global pandemic scale, but it's exciting times, to say the least. But it's the only thing I wish we could have done is had a better reaction to it.
What was your experience with leaving campus last semester?
Well, I actually live off campus, so it wasn't really too much of a hassle for me. The mandate for wearing masks and social distancing, that wasn't really too much of a hassle either. Just a small everyday life change.
How was switching to online learning?
It was a little rough. The majority of my major is hands-on learning, so working with robotics, milling and lathe machines and all that. And going to online, you kind of lose that important practice of learning how to use the machines, because there's only so much you can learn from YouTube videos or a textbook. So it's a little rough, but you adapt where you have to.
What has daily life been like during the pandemic?
It's been a little more isolated. I don't, hang out with friends or go to parties as often, obviously, but work life's been essentially the same. Been a little slow at the library. It's more time to focus on studies and all my personal hobbies. So, small shift, nothing really negative about it.
How has the pandemic changed the way you use technology?
Honestly, I make sure to disinfect everything I use now, which is a nice habit I honestly should have been starting as pre-pandemic. So, I have to make sure everything's safe and clean before I use things now.
How do you feel about the rules and guidance the university has given?
I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I believe that having a mandate kind of infringes a little bit on personal freedoms. At the same time, it's for public safety, so I agree with that. And it's a little bit of give and take. We have to give a little bit of trust that, this is going to work and all that. And so far, it's worked. We have very few cases on campus, off campus. So,
how about the rules and guidance of the state government?
Kind of the same thing. I think that putting these mandates into effect can have a slippery slope effect. It's up to us to trust and elect those who would not abuse that trust. But again, at the same time, I believe it's also a good thing because it's for public safety and flattening the curve.
And the rules and the guidance of the federal government?
Same as above.
Sounds good. Is there anything else you would like to talk about or add?
No.
All right. I appreciate your time.
No problem, man.